Hello, everyone. Not sure who's going to be joining me this evening. Some of you might be getting ready to go out tonight. So Happy New Year to you all. Let's see. All right. So I just wanted to come in and connect with everybody. Um, I work today and I work tomorrow. And so much, so much. First of all, if you haven't um gotten hold of me to join me for peeking into 2023, the year of the underdog, I really hope that you do join me in that. I put my lipstick on without looking. Um to join me for that. It is going to be, and if you know some friends that want to join, get a hold of me to join that. I've been listening to, I love listening to predictions. I love listening to what other people have to say. And sometimes, listening to the predictions are, um some might go, yeah, okay, that's very interesting, or that, okay, I can see that coming in. One of the ones that I keep on hearing is that 2023 is going to be a great awakening, awakening, awakening. And I sort of had to think about that, because I'm calling this a year of the underdog, because I'm bringing in the goddess Eris, and Eris is for for the underdog. And to me, when Neptune entered Pisces in 2012, that was sort of like, 2012 was a year of change. It was a year that was bringing in new thought, new ideas for people in many different forms. And when people think of awakening, it has so many connotations. Like, what do you mean by awakening, right? um I look, I feel that not everyone not everyone can awaken at once. One, because everybody's on a different karmic journey. You know, we've all come in here for our different, working on our different karmas. And, within our families are our first, karmic base. And then moving outside of our karmic base into, you know, friends, co-workers, business dealings, all kinds of things, right? So we have different karmic dealings that we um we work through. And I feel like through each of those entities and each of those developments, we come through to a an awakening. And now, with an awakening, or with the understanding of an awakening, I feel, and what my guides show me, is that you have these epiphanies, like you have these triumphs, right? You reach the peak of the mountain, right? But you have to go back down, right? There's a journey up the mountain, there's plateaus, and then you reach to this epiphany, or to this peakness. Now, with that means that just because you have an awakening doesn't mean, and this is where, y- to my, or what I understand when I listen to many of these people, is that, oh, it's great awakening, everybody's going to awaken. Okay. Are you hoping for harmony for everybody? Are you wanting everybody to come into peace? Are you wanting everybody to come into, some form of witness? Because within an awakening, and I think everybody's going to have it within their own within their own selves at different times. And I feel like we've been on a journey, especially with Neptune and Pisces. I mean, that is um a time of great evolution and great change, right? Because he's the ruler of Neptune, and then along came Jupiter, and Jupiter is, expanding everything for us. And the energies, for this year is coming in to an understanding of our own selves, our own uniqueness, and how we can establish that, how we can keep our uniqueness within our own individual selves, and allowing ourselves to stand up with that. Now, going back to the awakening, people awakening, I feel there is, along with that means that um once you awaken, once you come to a knowingness, once you come to an awareness, and this is what I teach in Journey Club, when you become aware of something, you're 100% responsible for it. So when you become awakened, that means you're 100% responsible for what you become aware of. And not everybody's ready for that. Not everybody's ready for that. That means when you become aware of a starving child, of the abuses, you're responsible for it. Doesn't give you a guilt trip, a ticket to guilt trip and get out of jail kind of free card. But what that means is that when you are responsible of something, that means that you come to awareness. That means it gives you a definition to act differently, to act in more of a responsible way. Maybe it is for you in educational ways, to bring in more education to what you do and what you say and what you be. Also, to make sure that you are consciously praying and sending positive vibrations to that of what you just understand and witness, and now that's become a part of your awareness. To me, that's part of an awakening, and an awakening where when I listen to many of these people who are coming out and with their, you know sayings, I feel like they're wanting everything to be hunky dory. And it's not that we're entering into a hunky dory year. I feel like there's a cosmic huge disruption, and within this cosmic disruption is bringing us this diversity of coming forth within our own selves and coming into our heart space, in order for us to have that reflection of the chaos and the disruption, in order to bring in the harmony and the peace and the faith and the love within it all. And once we are able to bring forth that within us all, then we are able to align with our own truth. But that means that there's work to be done. That means that as we are heading into, especially over the next 5 years, we're heading into a time of definite chaos, but chaos that is delivering us into an alignment that is wanting us to truly come into our own divinity. And that's that, in the grand scheme of it, when we start to look at what this is going to evolve and what this is going to have for us, there is the greatness of unknown. Because of Uranus being in Taurus, there is that unknown factor with it all. Because Taurus is a disruptor, and he's the disruptor of that within the second house. The second house represents our values, represents our identity. Well, yes, I know Aries represents identity too, but um as we go into the Taurus and the Taurian, it is our money, our self, our earnings, our establishment, across the way is Scorpio. How are we coming together with a collective energy of our values, of our thoughts and of our beings, and with Uranus reflecting over there. It's this is part of this disruption. Plus the nodes are going to be changing into Libra and Aries. So we are coming into a year of deep relationships, and our identity within those relationships, and how we are able to establish ourselves within our own uniqueness within the relationships with that, because Aries is our identity, our I am. Here I am. Here we come in with, I know who I am. So now I can step into a relationship fully and completely without a lot of baggage and karma and it's craziness, right? But that's all part of the learning. That's all part of the evolution of learning that we are coming into. And with that establishment, with that harmony of coming into our renewal, we are stepping into a definitely, especially with Mercury retrograde and with Mars retrograde and Uranus retrograde right now, we are stepping into some deep meta, you know, metaphysical selves of deep formation and transformation with this all. And with Jupiter going into Aries, that means that we're coming to an expansion of who we are and who we identify with as our own selves and our own uniqueness, and allowing that uniqueness to come forth without having to project upon somebody else and say, you have to agree with my with what I'm projecting. And it's like, that's, if you're coming to an awakening, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the others think. It doesn't matter what when you're stepping within your true self and who you are, it's it's allowing for your own energetic self to be harmonized within you. And I feel the great evolution that's coming forward with everything is the divine feminine, and the disruption of the divine feminine that we've had. And you can identify as whatever the hell you want. I really don't give a fuck. But when it comes to the true essence of being that woman, of who we are, because there's such a great fear. There's always been a fear of women. The true identity of a woman. I mean, we've been outcasted and had to go into a fucking red tent, and I mean, which when you think about it right now, it's like, oh yes, let me go to the red tent. But when women bleed, when we have the blood, women have been ousted, because that is a time of great connection with the moon, with the energies of the moon, your intuition, the whole bit. I mean, many times when you do have your cycle and you bleed, there's such power within the blood. There is such connection with that, and men can't have that. I don't care. You can fake, and you can put your dingle dangle upwards, but you can't have the trueness of the blood and the connection that brings. And there's such an essence of fear. I mean, I feel, I know I'm going all over the place. The reason why so many men secretly go and want to follow Jordan Peterson is that he's allowing men to be men. allowing men to be men, whether they're big burly men to a man who isn't burly, a man who is maybe more feminine. Fine, that's okay. There's big burly women, but there's also very very tiny dainty very feminine women out there as well. So, but it is that coming to the essence of the blood. And coming to that essence of the blood is the true definition of the divine feminine, of that uniqueness, of that connection of the creation that brings forth new life. Man cannot do that. Man can assist in that. And I think that's going to be part of this evolutionary energy that's coming in to allow for that of the trueness of the mother to come in, especially to speak for those children that need to be that you need to speak up about. You can't stand idle when you have a child. You have to be you have to be the voice for that child, because that cord, that umbilical cord, yes, it might be severed at birth, but there is still a energetic cord that is with you and your child till about 18, and sometimes it goes up to maybe 24, 25, depending on the child's connection with you, or your connection with the child. But 2025 is the latest. After that it becomes if you're still having a really huge attachment, that's when there's a lot of other issues. We won't talk about them today, but there brings in other issues. But this is where I feel we're entering into a year that is also coming into the uniqueness of the identity of who and what a woman is, and the true essence of that of a woman, the true essence of that too is part of the awakening. You know, when they say there's a great awakening, well, the great awakening also has to come in to the trueness and the essence of saying, yes, I am, this is who I am. I am that of that connection of the divine feminine. I'm not saying a man cannot be, because we both have masculine and feminine, but that true essence of the divineness of being a true creator and being able to create is going to be a huge piece of what's going to unfold for our year, because it's going to be coming to a crisis, and that's where the mother and the mothers come together to stand up, to speak up, because we have to be the speakers. It's always the women who are the holder. It is the women who are the creation. It is the women who are the teachers. We are the first teachers to our children. It isn't the man. Never has been. And this is all part of what 2023 is going to come in and really bring in this unfolding to it all. And I think it's also going to bring in some great disruptions on many many levels for us. And through that chaos and that disruption, over the next, not only this year but only over the next 5 years, and I'm going to go into this in more details in my 2023 um, on January 6th. So if you are wanting to join me for that, it is $30, and it is going to be on Google Meetup. I'm no longer on Zoom. It's so I'll be on Google Meet, and it can't be. I cannot do it on YouTube. I'm unfortunately cannot do it on. I've already had 2 strikes on YouTube, so, uh, I don't want to have another strike on YouTube. I really want to be able to use YouTube as a platform, because I want my platform to grow on YouTube. I really do. So, my delivery and things that I want to deliver are going to be where, are going to be quite different, and I think as I step for myself personally, and as a channeler, a spiritualist, an astrologer, I think I'm going to be having more group platforms coming together with people all over, because many of you, some of you are from the States, some of you are from, back east and all over Canada, where I feel like, to have maybe quarterly times when we can meet and come together to discuss things, to discuss how things are transforming, changing within your life. Because I know the last few years from 2020 to 2022 have been greatly transformational. And it's not going to stop there. It's not going to stop there. But we are, this year, since we're at the end of 2022 today, um, we're going to step into something very exhilarating, very transformational, very chaotic. And I think that chaos is going to be bringing forth ultimate epiphanies for people. Yet, are people going to step up for them? Are you going to embrace them? That's the big part, is to embracing these epiphanies that are coming forward, because that means that you have to be 100% responsible for what is unfolding, and as it unfolds for each and every one of us, and our connections with community, because relationships are going to be huge, and the relationships in your life, and that's not only the relationships with your significant other and children, but your relationship within the community that you're building, whether it be within your physical community, say I live in Calgary, or the community that you are building beyond. And I think that's going to be a huge one as well. So, on that note, I want to wish you all a very, very happy new year, and to shower you with much love and joy and peace and prosperity and happiness within your life. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. And always, always shine your light, and don't let anybody try and put your light out. Please let me know if you are wanting to join me for 2023 on January 6th at 7 p.m. And as I said, it's $30. Blessed be everybody. Have a great one, and have a very safe, happy new year. Bye bye.